this is connected. Let me know if you guys can see me in the comments. If everything's all good. What's up, what's up? Happy Saturday, everybody. Just verifying that this is all working. So, welcome to my second video doing a breakdown of songs that I've worked on over the last few years. It's now time to go over a song that I did with a good friend and really amazing artist Shirazee for a song we did called Soweto that honestly is like one of my favorites that I've worked on. It's really positive, really really melodic, but like good vibes, easy listening. I feel like you could have it on a million times and you wouldn't get tired of it. And it was really fun. It was like honestly one of the quickest songs I've ever worked on too. I think we made like the beat was under an hour, and then Shirazee wrote his verse and chorus and everything within like another hour. So we had like majority of the song done in like a 2-hour session in New York. So it was really fun, really fun, quick, and something that I'm super proud of. So looking forward to breaking this down. For those of you who don't know it, I'll play a little bit of it so you can hear. Baby, I go Soweto, down, Soweto. 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 Bad intentions in mind. So that intro is pretty much the whole track. It's the drums, a part of the bass line, but not the live bass line, and then the keys and the synths. So it all adds up. Pretty simple layers. I'm gonna go through it so you guys can see what I used, but it was really straightforward production, and the melody I think is what drives all of it. So here, I guess the first thing, which is the most complicated, is probably the drums. And so for those of you watching that are producers, the way that I set up my projects is I try to label stuff. So I have like vocals and then bass and the music, so like all the musical elements, and then the kick and the drums and then the effects all as separate groups in Ableton. And that way it keeps everything organized, and I have like color coded them as well, so I could just like keep track of what the project looks like. And within those groups I have individual parts that I then can tweak and set up in different ways. So some of them are audio, some of them are MIDI. But a majority of the drums for Soweto were from Contact Pack. That is from Complete. So Native Instruments has these really amazing samples that you can use. And it was from the Africa Pack. So that is all of this here. So I'm going to just solo it for you. Yeah, so as you can hear, there's like a lot going on. There's some shaker stuff. So that was a shaker from this pack that I'd found. I think it was on Splice. So there's just a live sounding shaker. And then all the other drums and samples, like the toms and the different crashes and stuff. It's just like different samples that I had. And so just added them one by one, working on the layers. So for example, it would start with the shaker, right? And then I would just add that rhythm underneath it with different claps. And then another shaker. And then another one too. And then yeah, so you just like layer them one by one until you have something that feels live and interesting. So that's all the drum elements. Then the next part of it that I think was like the foundation is the melody. So that was pretty simple too. The piano sound is actually just like default Ableton piano sound that I put some effects on. So I could put a filter on it. But these are the chords so you guys can hear it. and it has like this there's a plugin called Virtual Tape Machine by Slate, and it just makes it feel vintage because I like using vintage sounding stuff, and like a little bit of fuzz. It makes it sound classic in my opinion. So yeah, I put that, and then just like had a few layers of that same chord progression. There's another one. And then some ARP stuff that I added. So this is some of the ARPs. And then when you put all of it together, you get this. So that plus the drums gives you majority of Soweto. That's pretty much the whole beat, except for one last element. So yeah, pretty simple, but I think really effective. And Shirazee had plenty of space to like write his vocal and take it in a really cool place, which was about his story when he was living in Soweto. That I think was really powerful and just like fun. It's honest, and really wanted to make it a tribute to South Africa. And I hope I get to visit at some point. That's pretty funny. I have a song called Soweto, and I've never even been yet, but it's on my immediate list of places to travel to once things settle down. The last other main element of the song is actually the bass, which is it's a contact bass, but it sounds live. It's a Rickenbacker bass. That I just played on a keyboard, but I imagine what it would have sounded like live. So it's this. And I went with those notes because I really wanted to get like the groove of the drums, like just to play off of that groove, and so it didn't feel too boring if it was just like straight, bass note with following the piano. I wanted it to feel like a little bit more alive. So when you put all of it together with the kick, you get this. And then the final part, which is what makes the song so catchy, is Shirazee's vocal. And we cut all these vocals in New York in that session. It was really fun working on it. I think one of the things Shirazee does really well is like harmonize on his own voice. So he'll put harmonies that I honestly would never think of, which I think is what makes it so catchy and like really special. It really stands out on its own, and it gives him a signature. So we have this. I'll highlight some of these like right here. Oh, I swear you the boss, my brain. Yeah, so it's like he'll have the lead vocal here, which I'll highlight. Carolina, you be danger from Monday to Saturday. Which is already such a beautiful melody, but then he'll add that like harmonizing element. Carolina, you be danger from Monday to Saturday. Which is what makes it feel so cool. It just gives it this like uniquely Shirazee sound. And yeah, I really love his voice. I think he's super talented. So all of that together gives it the feel of the song, which is, I don't know, it just feels romantic. It feels energetic, but also chill, which is really interesting. It's a good mix of all these different elements. And the way I process this vocal is pretty simple. I mean, I just use auto-tune, filter, and I use CLA vocal on his leads, which is, it's a pretty like widely used vocal processing. Pretty simple settings, like a little bit of compression, some treble on the highs, and reverb, and then a like quarter delay on it as well. And then I just put one extra delay, which is this Valhalla Vintage, that just makes it feel wide. And yeah, that's majority. The whole track is basically in the first like 30 seconds, and just like variations on the arrangement. But this is Soweto, and one of the songs that I think people who listen to my music, they love the most. So I'm really, really happy with the reception of it and with what everybody thinks. And I hope that if you haven't heard it, maybe you go check it out now. And if you have heard it, you know a little bit more about this. Um, I'm gonna do more of these. I'm gonna try and go through my whole catalog eventually and just like break down song by song all the different songs that I've worked on over the past few years. So if there's a song that you love that you'd like for me to go through and break down, let me know in the comments. If there's anything else like questions about production that you guys want to know, let me know. I think one of the things I'm actually going to make a video about how to live stream because it took me so long to figure out how to do it. But the information is actually not that complicated. It's just finding all of it in one place. So I'm really thinking about doing that soon. And yeah, thank you guys for the support. I'm gonna do another DJ set live stream on May 18th, and it's gonna be like a mix of my birthday, Haitian Flag Day, DJ set, half guests over, all kinds of fun stuff. So stay tuned for that. I'll put the info at some point next week. And yeah, thank you so much for listening and checking out my stuff. And I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. And once again, let me know in the comments what you think. If you like it, if you don't like it, and what else you'd like to see, please just let me know.